I feel like the number one question we get asked the most in our lives is, what do we do? What do we do for a living? What do we do for work? What do we do in the world? What do we do? What do? And I have just been asking myself this question a lot this morning. And I've been connecting a lot with new clients, new people, new humans of all kinds. And as I have been doing this, obviously this question gets brought up, like, oh, what do you do? And a lot of the people I have been connecting with are also, we'll call them like entrepreneurs, or just like, people kind of paving their own path, their own way in the world. They might not just do one thing, stick with one career path. Maybe they're a waitress some days, maybe they work a trade, some days, but then they're also doing like X, Y, and Z other things. Jacks of all trades, call them. But as I've been trying to kind of define what I do and explain that to people, it always comes across differently. Like, with some people, I'll be more honest and be like, oh yeah, I'm a psychic reader. I do Akashic Records readings. I read birth charts. I mentor people. I make content. But then with some, like older folks, whatever, I'll usually say like, oh, like I do psychic readings, and, like maybe I'll share like I'm an author or I'm a writer, or like, I'll water down the woo-woo and the weirdness sometimes, as kind of comes with this path. I've learned, it's always good to be yourself, and I'm not suggesting to, change yourself and change the way you are expressing yourself depending on who you're around. However, I have noticed that sometimes it can be good to protect certain parts of yourself, because just gotta protect more vulnerable aspects of yourself when those parts are usually feared. And yeah, we'll leave it at that, Witch wound, y'all know what we're talking about here. So I was really reflecting this morning about like, what do I want to do? And I really kind of got this download that I just want to help people. I don't really want to be just a psychic reader and like promote myself. Like, I do readings. I'll always do readings because it's something that I just naturally do, that I'm pretty good at, that I've been studying for years, and that I'll always do for myself. So I'll kind of always offer that to the homies, to people, whatever. Akashic Records work, I will like take a step back from it, come back to it sometimes, but it is always something that I'm passionate about talking about. And, my family's really into it too, so I'll always be doing that. So I'm not, an Akashic Records reader, a tarot reader, a mentor. I have a life coach certification that I'm like 80% done with, but I've kind of realized like I'm not gonna go be like a life coach. But when that download dropped in, that like I just want to help people, that really hit, because I remember when I was in college at Salem State University in fucking, which city? Salem, Mass. The synchronicity is crazy. I remember walking by the library there one day, and I was just really confused because it was my sophomore year there. I had to pick a major, and I really wanted to pick like geology because it was the only classes that I liked. I loved the labs. I loved the teacher. The teacher saw my interest in it. She was great. And I did actually wind up choosing geology as a major. But I remembered walking by the library and thinking like, what do I want to do? Kind of like posing that question in my consciousness. And I received the answer back then, which now I know to be a download. Back then it was kind of this like, I knew it was myself, like it came from within me, but I didn't have the like language to articulate like, oh, that was a download, or that was like my soul, my higher self, something beyond my conscious mind, my ego. And this was that I just want to help people. And then my conscious mind kind of ran with it in that moment at Salem State and was like, oh, maybe I'll be a guidance counselor. Maybe I'll be a teacher. Like just trying to feel out like the ways and the mechanisms of which I wanted to help people. And so I never wound up becoming a guidance counselor. I never wound up, like I did, wind up actually dropping out of college, like probably 3 or 4 months later, because of just kind of like redirections, and like it was meant to be, truly. And yeah, so circling back to now, this morning as I'm doing my laundry, I was just like, damn, trying to redefine, I've just been through a lot the past couple months. I was trying to be like, oh, I'm going to be this. I'm going to be this. Like just really trying to define like a direction. And I've really circled back to that, download that intention I got at Salem State that like, I just want to help people because I have really learned a lot through these challenges and these struggles the past couple months. And every time I've gotten to the other side of it, I'm like, damn, like I can really help someone who's in a similar situation now. Like this is really powerful, like grist for the mill. Ram Dass has a whole book about that, writes extensively about that, like all of our life experiences, all the challenges, all the heartbreaks, the hardships, the fucking mountains we climb, y'all. It's grist for the mill. There's gifts seated in every single one of those challenges. And that is one of the primary teachings from the Gene Keys work by Richard Rudd. He teaches that he teaches that there's 64 archetypes that run through all of our DNA. And within these 64 archetypes, there is the shadow level, the gift, and the city. And within the shadow, which is a state that is disconnected from source, spirit, from love, that's just in separation consciousness, in fear, in control, in just that ego, mind, isolation, that's that shadow frequency. Within every one of those shadows exists the seed for the gift frequency to come online, to come through. And that gift frequency always comes through the heart, through just opening your heart to life, acceptance, neutrality, just bringing everything back to that heart, that center. And you could say coming back to the heart and opening the heart and letting that lead is kind of how we like find our path and find our purpose and find our mission, because this is one of the things that's like I stand by and I preach in my work is that our purpose, like our path, our like true north and our passions are all seated in our childhood. Like the movies we're drawn to, the activities, the fucking colors we like, everything, when you really look at it from like an archetypal level, they all like fundamentally make up who we are as an individual. And when we're following our heart and we're like pursuing those passions, following those passions, not as a means to an end, not like, oh, I'm going to do this because I'm going to get something, or because when I get there, then I'll be happy. Just pursuing it because this is naturally like who I am. And this is what I love. And this is what I'm passionate about. And this is what my heart is like guiding me towards. And the more we listen to that and we follow that and trust that, it's like we never get it wrong, y'all. Like there's no way to be wrong, always right, bro. But also like it's beyond right and wrong, because right and wrong, you could say, is just alignment, misalignment, luck, no luck. And luck, like, oh my God, that person's so lucky. When we perceive that, that's just someone who is literally moving in alignment, whose heart is open, who's pursuing just like the essences of their path. Like they're not trying to get somewhere. They're not like forcing, that's how a lot of us start. It's how we're conditioned, because you got to get the ball rolling. You got to get going. But at the same time, like when your heart is leading, you don't have to put in as much like force and effort. You can just keep the ball rolling, just being consistent. Like for, I don't even know how long it's been now, I'm gonna have to check, but for like a month now, I've been consistent making reels on Instagram. I think I've missed like one day, and it was like, I was just really busy and swept up in it, and I just didn't really have anything to say. And that's another perspective shift I'm coming to, because as I've been making these daily reels, it's something that I'm so passionate about. Like I can't wait to do it. Like it's really brings me so much joy. I love video editing. I love putting my favorite songs to it. I love putting my quotes to it. And also I have really been realizing that like Instagram and social media, it's not like a chore, a job. It has been that way at times, like when I've tried to approach like, okay, I want to expand my business. I want to like reach more people. I want to build my community. I've like, used some of the methods and the marketing and the blah, blah, blah. But like, y'all, if you're just following your heart, if you're just consistent, like you get all the followers, you get all the clients, you get all the reach, all the fucking attention, like whatever, like community building. And I have really reframed my perspective to see these social medias as like, this is a platform for my voice. Like, this is a platform for my authenticity, for me to share. It's a stage for me to step up and speak whatever I want to channel through and whatever wants to channel through me in that day. And so, yeah, I don't know. Like, it's interesting because there is so much like ick and like, oh my God, social media, they get off. But at the same time, you know, yeah, like why are we, you know, getting further and further into the digital dimensions when there's this whole fucking beautiful world out here? Like, the sun's shine and the birds are chirping. Like, what the fuck? Like, why would we want to hole ourselves more in our phones, more in the reels? Just like, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. But at the same time, like, I am so grateful for it and for this time and for our ability to be so interconnected. Like, we can just like go on Instagram and on stories and like see what someone's up to that day, see what music they're listening to, see what like this friend in Florida, this friend in Georgia, this friend in friggin' God knows where is doing. And like, yeah, it's a highlight reel. Yeah, like I will always stand by like, you know, hey, Instagram's a highlight reel. You know, most of the people who are posting all this good shit online, they're like falling apart behind the scenes. So like, always remember that, always. But at the same time, like, that's dope as fuck. Like, that person is in like one of the highlights of their life and like what they're doing right now and what they're passionate about. And they're going to share that. And like, you can receive that instantaneously. Like, that's really cool. I don't know. So yeah. Just some musings on purpose and just like, you know, figuring your shit out. Cause like after this summer and the astrology of July 2026 and the things that we're continuing to move towards, you know, as long as we do keep moving forward, I feel like we can't fuck up what's meant for us. And like, it's been a crazy wild ride, like I was trying to say, with like July and this astrology, you know, and just these once in a lifetime shifts and experiences and consciousness upgrades. Y'all, I feel like the best thing we can do is just like slow down into our presence and into like, wait a minute, there's some crazy shit happening right now. Like, I am accessing, you know, aspects of my consciousness and like emotional realms and depths that I've never accessed. And like, that's pretty dope. And yeah, it has been tough. And yeah, like, you know, they say roots that grow down to hell, branches can rise higher into heaven. Like, that type shit, that's real right now. And everyone I talk to, even those who aren't as in tune with these like other dimensions and these like subtle energies, you know, like the normies, just the people going about their life, they're like, what the fuck's going on? What's the moon doing? What's going on? Like, everyone's saying that Mercury retrograde, that shit had a gun, bro. It did. Like, at the same time, I'm so grateful for all of that. Because if I personally didn't go through the challenges that I went through, I don't know. Like, I'm better for it. And so are you. Like, I feel like you see that too, human, that I'm connecting with right now. Like, you're like, damn, that sucked. That hurt. I'm tired. I need to sit down. I need to just like, sorry. I think that's dogs. Either dogs or coyotes. There's a pack of coyotes around here that fucking, oh my God, they'll like circle around my house. Like, y'all, a couple weeks ago on a literal full moon, they were circling my house, howling all day from 6 a.m. until that fucking full moon rose, that full moon in Capricorn, like a couple weeks ago. Crazy. But yeah, like, it's been a lot. Shit is really intense right now. You know, the vibes are high, then they're low. It's like we're in the depths of our suffering, but then we're in the highest highs of like the possibility and the opportunity and the like, oh my God, so much good shit to come. And like, just ride the waves, y'all, you know? I wanted this to be like a 5-minute video, as every freaking video I make do be, you know, and now we're at like 15 minutes. So I'm going to go, because I'm going to go get myself a good ass coffee, and I'm going to make my reel of the day, and I'm going to continue on my path, living my purpose of fucking helping people. Because, you know, like, you help people when you dance and sing in the streets and just, like, be yourself and, like, spread that joy. Like, one of my favorite things in the entire world to do right now is to sing. And, I'm like, why am I going to hide that? So, like, I'm walking down the street and a great song comes on. Like, I'm just going to fucking belt it out. And people are like, yeah, like, because why are we going to hole ourselves more into, like, repressing that and being like, no, like, I don't want to be her. Like, no, like, I'll just be quiet. I'll keep the peace. Who told us to be fucking quiet and fucking keep the peace? Teachers in school, parents who want kids to be seen, not fucking heard. Fuck that shit. Be loud. Be heard. Like, if you love it and you're exuding joy, like, fucking do it, y'all. Like, we don't got time for this, like, I'm gonna just, like, wait, I'm just gonna be quiet. No, we don't have time for that shit anymore. Like, humanity is merging with technology at a rapid rate. Data centers everywhere, eating up all the water, all the resources, contaminating the fucking earth. Like, we don't have time to just be quiet, sit inside, and scroll on our phones anymore. I'm sorry. And I know y'all are seeing this via a phone, so it's, like, such a fucking paradox. Because, like, fuck, like, I mean, I still, like, I just went on a tangent about how much I appreciate this shit. But, like, the time is now to exude joy and your authenticity and just the abundance of life force that is moving through you. Like, don't shut that shit down. Just let it be, let it go, let it flow. Like, you don't know whose day you're turning around by just, like, smiling at them. Like, this coffee shop that I go to, I've made friends with a lot of the young girls who live there. Sorry, what the fuck? I need to go get my coffee. I'm tired. Long story short, made friends with them. They make my day. They're so sweet. Like, we joke, we kid. Like, all the people who come in that coffee shop, like, I always connect with them and vibe with them. I don't know if it's just because I'm usually, like, hopped up on the caffeine. I'm just like, let's go, feeling good, like, making reels, being creative, yeah. But, like, I don't know, like, just leave it at that. Like, when you are just kind of, like, in a magnetic state and you're just, like, really vibing and you're chilling and you're just, like, expressing it and, like, sharing that with the world loves that and they need that. And, like, just reflect, like, when was the last time you just, like, smiled at someone? Or, like, just said hi to a random person on the street? Like, do you do that? They're not scary. They're really not. I promise. They're just like fucking animals, bro. They're more scared of you than you are them. Like, and especially if you come at, like, people just being goofy, silly, fun, weird, like, they love that. Everyone needs a little bit of that in their life. It's too serious and bad. Yeah, okay, I gotta go. Have a good day, y'all. Find your fucking purpose. I don't know.